Alright, folks, after nearly 26 hours, it's time to get on with the third decision. This vote was much closer than the first two. Diving after the Cobra Bandit did not win by much. Nevertheless, it did win, so we shall be hanging with the bandit, pointing our nose at the plane earthward, and diving to page 56. Hope you all are excited. The enemy pilot is plunging straight toward the ground. Are you going to imitate his insane stunt, or play it safe? What a question. A G.I. Joe never takes the easy way out. Besides, if you lose the stolen P-140 now, he's gone for good, and that's not what you've been trained to do. So you point the plane's tail straight up into the air and dive over the Cobra pilot. Let's try that again. So you point the plane's tail straight up into the air and dive after the Cobra pilot. Your power is up to 100%. The altimeter is a blur racing towards zero. At this speed, you've got about 7 more seconds before the nose of your plane bores a hole into the ice. 5 seconds pass. You're under 1,000 feet. What is that clown trying to prove? At ground level, he finally pulls the nose of his plane up, just a few hundred feet before it would have slammed right into the earth. You execute a perfect carbon copy of his maneuver, hauling back on the steering mechanism and following him into a tight turn. You're right behind him now, your plane's nose to his tail, and both traveling at nearly Mach 0.7. There's no room for error. The slightest mistake, and your cookies are burned. Not your cookies! Oh no! That would be terrible! It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake, but not pretty cookies! You stick tight to your enemy's rear end, imitating his every move. Unfortunately, the terrain that you're flying over is not the best for this kind of game, and the fact that it's nighttime makes the whole job harder. You're smack in the middle of a series of broken islands, but even though it's a nasty area, you won't let up. Then, without any warning, the stolen P-140 banks off an ice cliff and slides into a narrow valley. You try to stay with him, but it happens too fast. You've lost him! In low-level flying like this, your radar tracking system is useless. Your only chance is to spot him with your eyes, so, picking up a little altitude, you circle to the right. Suddenly, a blip pops onto your radar tracking screen. That's him! You pull into a turn and crank up the speed, but as you close in, you see that it's not one jet, but 2, flying in a tight formation. Because it's so dark out, there's no way to tell which plane is the P-140, so you do the only thing possible. You tuck in behind them. Once again, you're tight on the tails of your enemies. Then, the lead fighter pulls up into a vertical climb. The second plane takes off at a flat run. Make your move fast, or you'll lose them both. But which plane is the P-140? There's no logical way to make the choice, so just get moving. If it's vertical climb time, turn to page 78. For an all-out run, turn to page 81. And for those of you like, why can't you tell by the markings on the plane? It's pitch black outside. Pitch black. Remember that. We decided to do a dive after the Cobra pilot into settings where you can see practically nothing. But G.I. Joe never takes the easy way out, and we managed to survive to another decision. So choose wisely, and I'll see you all next time.